Hi, this is excuse me, my voice went. Hi, this is trepacer. I went to see. This is my movie review with minus spoilers of my review of Need for Speed, which I saw today. Oh, there you go, Need for Speed. So you can see that's it's a little unfocused there. Well, that's Need for Speed. Okay. Again, I'm a little late to reviewing this because I had all this situation with my TV and stuff. But anyway, now I saw it today with another movie, but I'll review Need for Speed now. Okay, Need for Speed, of course, stars Aaron Paul, Dominic Cooper, Imogen Potts, and a couple other minor stars in this movie. And it's basically the story about a guy named Toby Marshall, played by Aaron Paul, who he works in the garage with his buddies, with his group of buddies that they all work on cars and stuff, and they race cars, as a sideline business, and they're all close and they hang out with buddies and stuff. But of course, Toby's father, just as the movie opens, his father, who's taught him everything about racing and stuff, is passed on. Okay, and there's trouble with the garage, and one of his, I guess, a high school rival named Dino Brewster, played by Dominic Cooper, comes to him and says he wants to leave the past in the past, even though I think the way it's situated, he's dating his ex-girl, the sister of one of his buddies, and he asks him basically with the help with building a car, with a special car, saying that he'll split the profits with him if he helps rebuild his car. And of course, his friends, don't want nothing to do with this guy. That this guy's an asshole. They don't want nothing to really do with him. But Toby basically tells him, "Listen, the garage is in trouble, so we kind of need the money. So let's do this." So they all decide to pitch in, and they hook this car up extremely well. And of course, they're going to sell it. Okay, they show it off, and that's where you get introduced to Imogen Potts' character, Julia Madden. She works for this rich car buyer, I guess, and they want to sell a car for $3 million, of course, and she tries to negotiate down. But of course, she knows everything about cars, much to the surprise of Toby and his friends, of course, and they wind up selling the car. Okay, and of course, during the course of this, Dino kind of challenges because he doesn't like the fact that all Toby's friends are basically telling him that, yeah, Toby's a better racer than you. Yeah, it's not even close. And so basically, Dino challenges Toby and his friends and tell him, "Listen, I have three cars here, three cars that are really illegal in the States. If you race me, if you win, if you or your buddy wins, well, I'll give you my percentage of the car, on the sale of the car, my 75% versus their 25%." Okay, and so they do it. They decide to do it, and this is a minor spoil, I guess, because this is if you've seen the trailer, this happens in the movie. Uh, they race, and of course Toby's getting the better of Dino, and of course Dino uh, is getting blocked out by one of Toby's buddies. When they all race, so Dino decides to bump his friend, of course, which causes a spectacular accident and basically kills him. And of course, Toby goes back for his friend, and of course, but the car's too late. He's died in an explosion, of course, and then of course, there's a funeral for him, and Toby, of course, stayed at the scene of the accident. He gets arrested, and of course, Dino, being the dick that he is, lies and says that he was never there, and he has witnesses to say he was never there. Okay, so basically, Toby has to go to jail, basically for 2 years. Okay, and so at the end of his 2 years, he gets out, reunites with his buddies, and of course, there's this big race out in California. I forgot they gave it a name, but I forgot what the name of it is. A special kind of race that's kind of being run by a character played by Michael Keaton, named Monarch, who's like a character who's always knows all about racing and stuff, and has like a web show and stuff, and he's always talking about racing. And he has I think every year he has this big racing thing where he gets the best drivers by invitation only, and they do this this massive street race, and the winner takes all the cars that are left. And I think he also has $4 million as well. Okay, so of course, Toby wants to get revenge, and also he wants, because he knows that Dino's going to be in this race, and he also wants to, to prove that, that Dino was the one that killed his friend. Okay, so that's the basic premise of the movie. I think I described most of it. Anyway, so basically, like you see in the trailer, he has to race, okay, in this big cross-country, well, not cross-country, but in this race in California, to see if he can win, and of course, hopefully, he can get revenge against his former rival, okay. And of course, Julia Madden, played by Imogen Potts, she volunteers the car that they fixed up, and her rich buyer bought earlier in the movie. And of course, she decides to tag along. Now, this movie is totally predictable, but this movie was enjoyable. I absolutely loved it. I loved the stunts in this car, and I read somewhere that the stunts were actually, there's no CGI with the stunts. The cars you see racing and that have the accidents and everything else, and the crashes are authentic. There was no CGI with that. They actually trained Aaron Paul how to, handle the cars that he had to drive in the movie, and it's just some spectacular stunt driving in this movie. Absolutely fantastic. And I like the chemistry between Toby, Aaron Paul's character, and his boys. That was really sweet. And also with Imogen Potts, who played the smart, I guess the smart British chick that worked for the rich buyer. She had a nice chemistry with Aaron Paul. And Dominic Cooper was a good dick, a good character. You kind of hate. You love to hate his character. And like I said, this movie's totally predictable, but I still enjoyed the hell out of it. It says, again, some impressive stunts. Again, I love the chemistry between the whole crew. Aaron Paul and his boys. That was really nice and sweet. And the female lead was good. Imogen Potts was good. She was good too. It had a nice chemistry between her and Aaron Paul. I like this movie. So I'm going to give this movie, like I said, I really like this. I'm definitely going to get this on Blu-ray. I give this movie a 7.5. It was, like I said, it's totally predictable, but totally enjoyable as well. Like I say, you know what's going to happen in the movie. He wants revenge, and you know pretty much what's going to happen. but it plays. I love the way it plays out, and it has some good moments in it, and just good driving. And like I said, this is a movie, like I said, that you go in and you check your brain at the door and just sit back and enjoy the fast cars and stuff, and the action and stuff. And that's exactly what this movie delivered. Again, a 7.5 for me. Okay, anyway, let me know what you think of Need for Speed. Feel free to leave comments down below. And this is trepacer saying so long and take care.